Okay. So this video is basically this is a hypermetropic eye plus 30. You can see it's fairly hard cataract, female patient, and only after staining I realized the patient is a case of pseudo exfoliation because I did not bother to dilate and see the case in the OPD outdoor. So anyway, Rexis went off well, case going fairly good. Hypermetropic hard cataract, nothing else can be done in this situation. Slow motion phaco. Go ahead with phacoemulsification. I use a fairly high setting and I use a very hard and sharp chopper. But it's a very rubbery cataract. You can see the cataract is very rubbery, go in multiple times. So now the iris starts to come out because apparently elderly female patients are also being given tamsulosin, which I was not made aware of before surgery. So now the iris is coming out, hard cataract, hypermetropic eye, old patient under topical anesthesia. So, well, you can't stop in the middle of the surgery. I continue the surgery, and phacoemulsification was thankfully could be, completed fairly fast. So since the iris was coming out through the main port, I have decided never to take out my phaco probe ever again in this cataract patient till I have finished the use of the phaco probe. So I go into multiple injections of viscoelastic through the side port because I know the moment I take out the phaco probe again, the iris is going to come out when I am going to inflate the anterior chamber. But you can see the phacoemulsification went off well, not much of a cortical matter in this eye. Small cortical cleaning could be done. I am showing off my left hand, right hand skills by withdrawing the iris with the irrigating cannula so that I can visualize the capsular equator more. These are all showing off techniques. Hypermetric lens plus 30 diopter, very stiff, very hard lens, very difficult to fold. And in spite of repeatedly telling my assistant to keep the lens over the incubator, the lens was very cold also. Anyway, implanting the lens, 3-piece, multi-piece lens. I use a rotatory injector. And this is my normal technique. I usually implant the lens with the leading haptic inside the bag and then I dial the rest in. But in this case, the leading haptic had a very vague angulation to it. It didn't go inside the bag. Instead, it stayed in the anterior chamber itself. I was wondering why this was. I tried to, dip the lens back inside the bag, and again, it simply wouldn't go. It wouldn't go in because the haptic had broken off. It had not come out. It had broken off from the junction. So I have a topical anesthesia, elderly female patient with a broken haptic in a hypermetropic eye. Anyway, nothing that bad, can be handled. Take the haptic out, just make sure that the haptic doesn't get behind the lens and iris and gets lost in the sulcus somewhere. That's my primary concern now in this situation. So I try to, push the posterior capsule and the lens back as much as possible and try to push the torn haptic as much possible anteriorly so that I don't lose it. Right now, the wound size is the least of my concerns, so I enlarge my wound size. And I don't have a microforceps. When this surgery was done, I didn't have a microforceps, so I go in with a simple McPherson. But the haptic simply wouldn't come. But after much trial and tribulation, I could bring the haptic out. So at this stage, nothing else can be done because the haptic is broken. It didn't come out. So I decided to cut the lens, take it out and replace the lens. Now, when I'm cutting this lens, this is a very thick lens. You have to realize this is a plus 30 diopter lens. Iris is coming out and I have taken and broken off the other haptic also. So now at this point, I realized something was defective with the very lens itself because the haptics were so soft that both the haptics broke off when I was doing the surgery. So now I have a 30 diopter disc in the anterior chamber in an 80-year-old patient with iris coming out under topical anesthesia. What to do? In this situation, I decided that it's better I use what is called an IOL scaffold. So thankfully, all these odd diopters, I always keep a backup lens. I go in with a second 3-piece lens, inject it inside the bag. make sure that this lens is in position. It doesn't have any broken haptics. Luckily, this didn't. So I dial in my leading haptic inside the bag now. So in this way, at least I'm safe. I have a lens in the bag. Now comes the challenge of taking out this hypermetropic lens. Now, what do? Do I enlarge the incision and take out the lens in toto? Or should I try and cut the lens? So I decide I try and cut the lens. But there's nothing supporting the lens. So whenever I'm trying to cut it, it flips. You see that? It's a thick lens, and so it flips. I have an extremely hard time cutting the lens because I'm not holding the lens with a lens holder from the other side. All these precious instruments are not available to me. I work in a very cheap and small setup. We have very basic instruments. So anyway, I could cut a part of the lens. Now comes the challenge of pulling it out. You can appreciate the phacodonesis of my forceps, that is the tension tremor which has already kicked in, because the topical patient is now shouting, iris is coming out, lens is not coming out. It's been almost half an hour into the surgery. By the skill of editing, I have brought this video down. But by the grace of God, I could finally take the lens out. The iris finally decided to stay in the eye, and we could manage to keep the anterior chamber fairly stable, as you can see, by forming it with air. So this is the end of the surgery, but this is not the end of the torment. Believe me, as much as I would like to tell you that the case went very well. The patient has 6/5 vision the next day without glass. Patient had hand movement the next day. The cornea and the sclera were of the same color. Patient has gross congestion, lid edema. Patient was complaining, and for around 2.5, 3 months, the patient couldn't see anything. So this is my nightmare.